outcome of the by-elections that is about to happen is going to have one of the biggest repercussions on certain or specific leaders from specific regions. Ladies and gentlemen, we have especially the constituencies by-elections that are going to happen, and that we have seen high campaigns being done, and even leading to chaos in specific constituencies. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk about 3 constituencies. This is the Mbeere North constituency, we have the Malava constituency, and we have the Kasipul constituency. This is where we have been experiencing the high notch of campaigns. And before I give you the biggest losers, the people are going to get the biggest repercussions depending on the outcome of those by-elections. Let me first give you a brief of who is running or which parties we are likely to see in these by-elections. First of all, without further ado, let's get into it. But first of all, if you're watching for the first time, always remember to subscribe. Now, you can like this video, and also you can also drop your comment about this analysis in the comment section. Now, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's get into it. Number one, let's start with the Mbeere North constituencies. Remember the Mbeere North constituency, the biggest or the top leaders you have seen campaigning there is Rigathi Gachagua and Honorable Kithure Kindiki. Rigathi Gachagua is the deputy, was impeached, and Kithure Kindiki is the one who took his position, and they've been campaigning for the candidates. And now Rigathi Gachagua has been campaigning for the DP candidate after he withdrew his candidate of DCP to support the Justin Nteere's party candidate in that seat. And the DP candidate is Karish, the Newton Karish, while the Mbeere North candidate for UDA is Leonard Wamuthende. The clips you have seen trending about Wamuthende, that's not the UDA candidate. Now, Rigathi Gachagua has been campaigning for Karish, and Kithure Kindiki has been campaigning for Wamuthende. Ladies and gentlemen, opinion polls I've seen have always placed the DP candidate in front of Wamuthende candidate, the UDA candidate. In case these opinion polls are pointing towards the truth, and the DP candidate, who is now the opposition candidate in Mbeere North, wins that seat, then Kithure Kindiki is going to be the bigger loser from this by-election. Remember that by-election is not happening in the home county of Rigathi Gachagua. It's happening in the region where Kithure Kindiki comes from. So if Kithure Kindiki fails to deliver this seat to the UDA candidate, of course with the support of the PS Roku, who was appointed after that, leaving that seat to be vacant. Now, if he's going to leave this seat to be taken by the opposition, then even his appointment as the running mate for President Ruto in 2027 will be at jeopardy, because he will be asked that if you fail to deliver a member of parliament from your own region, how can we trust you that you are going to deliver votes for the UDA or for President Ruto come 2027? So this one is going to bring a bigger repercussion, not now only, even when people will be negotiating for the 2027 post and elections. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the expectation we are expecting tomorrow. If DP candidate Newton Karish carries the day, Kindiki becomes the biggest loser, and even his appointment or reappointment to be President Ruto's running mate will be questioned in 2027. So, ladies and gentlemen, the second post we want to talk about, the second constituency I want to talk about is the Malava constituency. Who is going to be the biggest loser, and what is the expectation from what we have seen and the opinion polls we have seen trending? Remember that opinion polls are just a pointer. They do not reflect the truth. But sometimes opinion polls turn out to be true, because if these opinion polls are done correctly, they point out to what people are saying on the ground. So from the Malava constituency, we have 2 candidates, and these are the forefronts, and this is where the MP is going to come from. Number one, we have Seth Panyako, who is the DAPK candidate, and in this case, Seth Panyako is the opposition candidate. We saw Matiang'i go there, campaign for him. We have seen Rigathi Gachagua campaign for him, Malava campaign for him, and we have even seen Boni Khalwale, a UDA candidate and a majority Senate whip for UDA, campaigning for a DAP candidate who is the opposition candidate in Malava constituency. Now, for the UDA side, they have David Ndakwa, who is the UDA candidate in that constituency. We have even seen the likes of UDA leaders going to that region to campaign for David Ndakwa, and even the other day, Mudavadi, Wetangula, Mudavadi was there telling his people to support David Ndakwa. So, who are going to be the biggest losers, depending on the outcome of these results from the Malava? The opinion polls have seen, and this is what I expect. Remember that for me, I believe on what comes out from the ground. The opinion polls, and I likelihood is that the DAPK candidate will win that election. And the reason why the DAPK candidate will win, remember that the DAPK candidate, Seth Panyako, is in support of, gets support of the likes of George Nteere. The opposition is totally behind him. And remember that the DAPK is a Western or that region's party. Is a Western party. People will likely support a candidate of a home party. So if Seth Panyako is going to win that seat, who is going to be the biggest losers from this outcome of this election? Now, the biggest loser is going to be Mudavadi and Wetangula, because even negotiating for the 2027 percentage or what they'll get in the next government is going to be a bit difficult, putting in mind that now we are having ODM that is trying to that might get into government. If ODM will be in that matrix, then Mudavadi and Wetangula are going to get a hard nut to negotiate for any significant positions, because if they cannot deliver that seat, the same question or what we saw in Mbeere North, if they fail to deliver that seat, then there is going to be a bigger question on them delivering votes for President Ruto, enough votes for President Ruto from that region come 2027. So that's what we expect. And also, another person who is going to lose is immediately the outcome of that result. That's on immediately after that results announced. Boni Khalwale is likely to be stripped off as or to be removed as the majority whip for UDA in the Senate. Remember that Boni Khalwale has been campaigning for the opposition, and there is our indication that he is likely to join the opposition. So should that be the case, he is likely to be stripped off as the majority whip, because there is no way you can be a majority whip for UDA, then you are not campaigning for their candidate on the ground. So that's what we expect. The last outcome of the last constituency results we expect, ladies and gentlemen, is that what is happening in Kasipul, and we have the ODM candidate who is Wele, the boy Nteere, and who is the ODM candidate in Kasipul, but of course getting a bigger competition from the independent candidate Philip Aroko. Remember, Philip Aroko is a candidate who is very trending on the ground, with who is an independent candidate with Otete. If you have heard the Otete thing, that is simple, and a lot of people seem to like or to be in his favor. So should Philip Were win? Philip Aroko win that seat against Boy Nteere, then ODM also strength will have been reduced in its own ground. Remember that previous we have expected is that in such elections ODM was winning with a very huge margin, but in any case where we get an independent candidate becoming stronger than an ODM candidate, then it's going to be a very big loss to the ODM party in that region, that even is going to attract a change in the leadership and calling a lot of changes in the ODM party. Ladies and gentlemen, for the Kasipul constituency is a 50-50. Any outcome can come. But for the Mbeere North, we expect the DP candidate Newton Karish to win that election. For the Malava constituency, I expect that the DAPK party candidate will win, and that is Seth Panyako. Other things in the comment section, I'll take my time to read and give a response. And in case politics what you like, here's where you should be. Subscribe and also drop a comment in the comment section. Let's have a nice time and meet next time.